The floorboard creaked beneath Sarah's foot, but no one inside seemed to notice. She stood outside her father's study, hand half raised to knock, when his voice cut through the air, sharp, certain, dismissive. "Your sister Sarah doesn't deserve a dime. She's out." Sarah froze. The sound of her own pulse filled her ears. Inside, her sister Mahira didn't argue. She didn't defend her. She simply stayed silent, as though she agreed. And then came the sound Sarah hated most, a low hum of satisfaction from Nadia, her stepmother. Sarah pictured her sitting there with her teacup, lips curling into that tight smile she wore whenever her plans worked out. Sarah stepped back, heart pounding. She didn't cry. Not then, not ever for them. She turned, walked slowly upstairs, each step heavier than the last.
In the guest room, she set her laptop on the bed and began typing. Passwords, security codes, transfers. In less than 15 minutes, every dollar and asset in her name had been moved to an account none of them knew existed. They thought she would stay frozen in that hallway, too stunned to act. But Sarah had been expecting this. She had seen the signs. Being left out of family plans, cropped out of photographs, never receiving estate paperwork she should have seen. And she had something they didn't know about. Something Zara Begum, her grandmother, had left behind. Sarah pulled open the dresser drawer. Beneath scarves and old photographs lay a folded slip of paper in Zara's handwriting. On it was Sarah's name. A small key was taped to the back. It fit perfectly into the lock of Zara's old sewing desk. Inside were 3 things.
A letter came from Sophie months later, 5 pages of apologies, explanations. I read it once, folded it away, and never replied. Not because I hated her, but because I finally stopped needing her to see me clearly. Now, 6 months on, the condo smells faintly of cedar from the shelf I stained myself. Fresh flowers sit on my table. I bake muffins on Saturdays I don't always eat. Luca, the man I'm seeing, brings coffee and listens without asking for anything back. Sometimes we just sit on the balcony in silence. Ruth still calls occasionally. I let it go to voicemail. Her tone is softer now, like she knows the role I once filled is gone. One night, I found an old photo of Sophie beaming on that porch. I flipped it over and wrote, "Not mine." Then I put it in a box labeled, "No longer needed." Because that's the truth. That house was never mine. I wasn't building my home, I was building theirs. Now, finally, every room I step into, every key I turn, every breath I take, belongs to me.